Hey guys, welcome back to the Poor Investor. So today is the marking of almost over a year in this construction that I'm actually showing you guys. They tore apart the floor, they redid the whole building. They pretty much did the whole external portion of it. It was all hollowed out at one point throughout last year. I've been keeping tabs on these guys because literally the building is right next to this window right behind me, so you can see all that. And it's been an interesting build. They have been going at it. The end of construction time should be around September, October. I heard that they were supposed to be moving in. Now, what this facility is actually going to be is a private school, too rich for my blood to put my kids in there. So I believe it was like 30 or 40 grand a year. Is that crazy or what, guys? This is going to be an elementary to all the way to high school as far as the private sector of it. And it is too pricey for myself. But anyway, let's get into some crypto news and then we're going to go into some XCH or Chia and have a little discussion about that because it's been a while since I last spoke about it. I know you guys enjoyed the interview that I had with Richard from Chia and his whole prospect of how this whole NFT market and the gaming industry is going to get hit by it. Hopefully that becomes a reality and not just, you know, profile pictures being sold back and forth. All right, let's get into it. $43 for the XCH right now is still a thing. $40 in the 40s. It has not dropped below this for some time now. Even looking at the 7 days, it has dipped a little bit in the 30s, but it was really quickly revived because of the strong buys, and I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. So Crypto Bubble actually says, and you can see like I was looking all over the place for this damn thing and it was like this little blip on the map. Ranked 154, so it hasn't really moved much, and at $43.01 it has been staying pretty strong. So let's go over to the buy orders. You can see all these XCH that being bought in the volume of it and how much they're actually spending. It's ridiculous. I'm starting to suspect that there's someone maintaining the float of these prices in order to I keep XCH at a bare minimum of in the 40s. And you can see all these prices. It's just constantly buying. I'm not sure who's actually doing all this, but the buy is strong because by now we should have been in the 20s as I was trying to predict going forward. I did not expect all these buys coming in so consistently. As soon as XCH drops, someone's coming through and buying them back at these low prices, and then obviously forcing the prices back up into the mid 40s or the low 40s, as you can see right now in the $43 mark. So that is some crazy stuff. In the last 24 hours, we are at 134,940 nodes. One interesting thing I want to show you guys is the Netspace 21.7 in the last 24 hours, negative drops of 557 PIBs, which is pretty significant. Either that or the monitoring or the recording of these things are a little off because of the discrepancies between monitoring it. But if we go for the full 2 days, we see that the drop has been going even higher in the negatives, 875 PIBs, and in the last 7 days, negative 359. So there is some coming back from people who are either turning their farms on or not updating their farms. How many of those are in the 1.3? So the version distribution right here, you can see a lot of guys are still in the 1.758 people are still in the version of 1.31. Not sure what's going on over here. 1,515 count still says they're at version 1.211. Now you can also consider these guys as possibly solo farmers that are still on OG plots. And of course, you can see majority of the version is sitting at 1.4 and 1.5 updated with the cat coin situation. So that's where we are with the whole Chia and XCH. Now, what I wanted to point out, I've been liquidating some of my stuff. You can see my current GPU is actually offline right now. This wall, I sold one of my Ryzen 9 5900X along with a 66 XT, and then also on eBay, I sold off one of my 6600 Mech 2.0 cards, and I still have one actually sitting in this configuration actually. So I have been liquidating. I sold a complete setup with the wall mounted open frame case. I sold it for like $900 to a really close friend that I've known for years. It was actually for their kid who's like only 10 years old now, and they're going to utilize that to play some Roblox. So I think I did myself a good deed for them as well, myself. And I think it was a good distribution of equipment, because I just didn't feel like I was doing much with it anymore anyway. I kept most of it offline. I wasn't mining Raptorium on it as much anymore. And I also, Monero was another thing that I was actually using it for, and I just kind of stopped that as well. So right now, as of this very moment, the only thing I'm doing is farming XCH, all right? Let's go back to the articles that I wanted to discuss. Two different articles, but all related to Coinbase, and it was pretty interesting, right? So Coinbase asked the US Supreme Court to halt lawsuits connected to a scam and Dogecoin. So what they were saying here is they wanted to stop a lawsuit from happening, and it all had to do with a individual from California right here, lost over $31,000 after being targeted by a scammer who purported to be a PayPal representative and accused. And this individual claimed Coinbase provided little help in regaining the lost funds and accused Coinbase of violating the Electronic Funds Transfer Act and regulation therein. I found that to be pretty interesting, that this individual is trying to blame Coinbase for his faults, and that Coinbase is not reimbursing his $31,000 because I don't know why, because actually, I'm hoping that there's some clarity to all this and why I could understand why Coinbase is trying to put a stop to this, but I'll explain in a little bit why, because it correlates with what's going on with Coinbase more recently in the news as of today as well. And right here, consumer law by holding an allegedly misleading 1.2 million sweepstake event involving meme coin Doge without including adequate disclaimer and disclosures about the nature of the sweepstakes. So that's another portion of going toward that. So it seems like there's two different things, right? So this person is suing for $31,000 because they got scammed by someone who thought they were coming from PayPal and they accessed their account. I'm not sure how you would even fall for that one, but they did. All right, so let's just put it out there that it's probably easier than you think for people to fall for these type of scams. And then the second portion of it is there was a Dogecoin sweepstakes that was misleading, filing a lawsuit against that as well. The complaint alleges trader felt that they had to buy or sell $100 in Dogecoin by June 10, 2021 for a chance to win a cash prize. But Coinbase failed to specify users who do not trade Dogecoin could take part in the event as well, leading to some feeling misled. So that is huge, right? Because if you're misleading the public people who are trading on your platform, and it doesn't necessarily have to be with Doge, it could just be with anything, and you have to spend $100, that's a lot of $100 because Coinbase has that many people on their platform. But on the flip side to all this, Coinbase shares soar in boost from meme traders, BlackRock crypto deal. Now, this was pretty interesting. I had to look up the price. Currently as at $93.28, and from the last month you can see this huge dip from $50, and it just kept on increasing. To speculate this rise in a short amount of time has also probably to do with Coinbase's insider trading news that just happened a couple of weeks back, right? So all this can be correlated to how Coinbase is going up in the market and their collaboration with BlackRock, and then also insider trading on Coinbase, and then also all these random miscellaneous lawsuits that are happening to Coinbase. Now, the reason why I bring up this whole Coinbase situation is because a lot of you guys on Reddit or Facebook or on these different forums of Chia or even Twitter is requesting that, when Coinbase, like, I don't know. I don't think that would be a positive thing for Chia. In my honest opinion, it's limited to what exchanges we can do or buy XCH right now. But Coinbase would probably be, I don't know if Coinbase would be the right decision for a legitimate, well, I could say legitimate because I've been following Chia, and so far it has not been a scam, but Coinbase seems to be the opposite end of that, being considered legitimate. So very hard times to consider a good exchange. If you were to ask me right now what's considered a good exchange, I couldn't even answer you. I don't know. None of them seems to be, well, for the ones who are still around, is considered reputable. And anything that's not around anymore, that just went bankrupt the last, couple of weeks, Celsius and Voyager and all these other exchanges that just went under like in the last month or two, it's hard to say what's a good platform to make these exchanges. And we know that Coinbase has been one of the more popular ones, along with Robinhood, and Robinhood has their own list of issues as well. So comment below, let me know your thoughts on Coinbase and why XCH should exist on there or shouldn't. XCH or Chia listing on Coinbase, I don't think that would be a positive thing, to be really honest. Not at this point in time. So remember to hit that like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again really soon. Bye.